I haven't actually paid the subscription for this thing for months on end, so I'm not sure if we're going to go live here. But if we do,
Well,
people
we're
will see
live
it. If
now.
not, it'll just be for our own entertainment.
Well, we're live now, mate.
Sock, let me take you back. Let me take you back to January 1941. We're in Japan. And Japan, back then in 1941, they attacked the Philippines, forcing Douglas MacArthur to retreat with his troops to the Bataan Peninsula. In September 1942, President Roosevelt heard of him. He ordered MacArthur to leave the Philippines and establish a command in Australia to prevent his capture. MacArthur, years later, then returned to the Philippines in October 1944, landing on Leyte Island as part of the American invasion. He made a historic radio broadcast to the Filipinos saying, "People of the Philippines, I have returned. Gibberers, we have returned. Knock, knock. Who's that? It's not Dad at the door. He's not coming home. It's been years. Knock, knock. It's the Sock. Sock, welcome, welcome, welcome. I have a question for you, mate.
Mate, please. Lay
In fact, I'm in need. I'm in need of something. Okay?
Go for it. Yeah.
Golf trip, Sunny Coast, next week. Can you help?
Mate, I definitely can. I was actually part of that infamous Sunny Coast golf trip earlier this season. You might recall, Reese, I actually decided during the mid-season pod break that we had for about 14 rounds there, potentially a few more. Mate, I decided to take myself and my lovely girlfriend up to the Sunny Coast. And on that flight back on that Sunday afternoon, you'll never guess who I was sat behind and next to. One Egan Butcher and one Bradley in front of me. So, mate, I was there to witness all the shenanigans. I can confirm whatever Buzz Rothfield has said about the boys in the media. It is absolutely true. Take it with a grain of salt, whatever I've got to say. That is a true story, though, that I did sit next to them on their way back from the Sunday.
Wow.
So, did Rad sort me out with a plug? Absolutely not. Unfortunately not. Cheese was busy that day, clearly, and we were mid-flight, so it wasn't much help. However, I do have a go-to man for bags on the Sunny Coast. I'd like to welcome in the mainstay of the stream. Welcome, Hard to Kill 7.
Boys, how are we? It's grand final week, baby. You want that energy? Let's go.
Yeah, you ready to get smacked, Jugas? There's a bit of a brewing storyline that I think the loyal listeners of the Jibs will need to be filled in on here. There's been something that's been brewing over, I'd say, the last 7 or 8 rounds, which we'll get into later in the pod. But needless to say, it's ended up in grand final week, and guess who? It's Sock. It's demon time, baby. What you gonna do?
Mate, funny to look back 4 weeks ago, we seen the draw come out, and I said, if I win this week and then you win and I end up in this slot, and we kind of sent it there 3 weeks ago, and you know, you've obviously big brothered Keats once again. Shout out Keats, and the things that happen, which we'll go into. But the fact that we find each other in this grand final when, 16 weeks ago, we were just a couple of young hustlers on a pod. And look at us now, dude, 2 big grand final guys. So yeah, they said life comes at you fast, mate. I'm ready for this grand final.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've got Cheese's late mail left holding the bag and not much more at this time of the year. Supercoach finals dreams dashed, overall dreams dashed. How you feeling, winner? Talk to us, mate. It's been a long, cold, hard last 20 odd weeks since our last pod.
Yeah. Look, life on the Supercoach field hasn't been good, but life off the Supercoach field, it's getting better, lads. In brackets, days, not months. Moments, not distant memories. A start's a start. 2 points is 2 points. Steph Curry hitting threes from wherever you look. But listen, it's a rebuild year. We already know this. Pod number 8 back in March, our last pod. That kind of told a tale, didn't it? It looked bad. Winter came. It didn't get any warmer, but summer is ahead. We have spreadsheets ready to go. And 2026 season's already started for me, boys. I've already been on the sand dunes here on Bondi Beach. Are there any sand dunes? No. It's just deep sand. It's deep sand and Russian dudes running around. But before we get into it, gentlemen, I just want to let you know that I like music. We all know this, right? We all know this. Specifically, the Symphonic Wind Ensemble. And you may wonder what instrument they play in the wind ensemble. Well, it's nothing else apart from the vegan flute. Let's get the show on the road.
In true fashion, thank you, winner. I know the OG listeners, shout out to the 13 or 300 of you. I don't know, you sick fucks. Where's Big Daddy at? I want some hog chat in the comments. So yeah, there we go. Shout out, Keats. Sorry, we had to do it.
Love you, Keith. Sorry to do it to you for a third time this year, mate.
Speaking of, I think you probably scored more than all of us throughout the year, but you just couldn't. When it came up against us, it was that kind of big brother moment, and you got starstruck in the headlights. So you're just going to come north next year. You've been taken down by a sock, swinging for the fences. There's a lot of stories as well. That's a lot of context that people don't know. Like, you should be in Sock's position, and then you put the captain on Hudson Young on the wettest night known to man. They've closed the hill. So there's a lot.
Why'd you do it, Keith?
How we ended up here.
Is this my opportunity to defend myself 2 months on from that fateful night?
Well,
listen,
nothing, and you haven't made the finals, mate. You run the damn show, so you tell me, because we've all been waiting.
What happened that night? Well, obviously we saw Nathan Cleary do 94. You captained him. I vice captained him.
VC?
Yeah.
I think I VC'd him.
No, you skip at him because you are a sheep who goes to the crowd. And I looked at it and I thought, 94? Why would I want to double that? I want to roll the dice. We turn on 7:30, Cogra, where the fuck was it? Wynn Stadium. Some would say a monsoonal condition. Did my sphincter tighten? Yes. It got even tighter when they panned to the hill, and there was no one on it, just like my hopes for the season. And when Michael Marlowe turned into Dallas Johnson and locked up Huddy Deluxe within 5 minutes, I drove myself to the airport, and I've been by a lounge, by a pool ever since.
Mm. Yeah, it was a tough way to go out, but the amount of storyline that we had just between us three, obviously Snick has pipped you for 8th position. You'd end up on an early flight to Denpasar. Thanks for coming. And now you've got the classic first 8 story in the grand final. So
the dream match.
Whichever
the
way you
Hain plane is back, baby. The Hain plane is back, and I'm coming it in and landing this bad bitch.
Oh, and to the 14 other cunts in the Supercoach chat, the money stays in the chat. So
it stays here.
The money stays here. The money stays here.
And listen, we'll get into later what either of your plans are if you win the money. We shall get into that, but before we throw to the future,
before we do that, I think we're both running about fucking 11 players this week, so may as well just fucking cut that.
Before we preview what's ahead, let us look back and treasure what has been. None more of a treasure on this podcast than the GOAT, the Big Daddy, who chimes in and says, "I'm here, baby. 3 viewers in total." That's plenty. Both of them with their hand on their hogs. Socko looks ready to net Yahoo alive with Darren and Zach Docker Clay.
The loyal few of them. It feels like
they're talking about double taps on hospitals over there. Just fucking put 2 on the plate for me, and I'll double tap those. Don't worry about it, ZDC.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice to have some of the original guys just coming back. Big layoff for the boys. Obviously, what's it been, 12 weeks since the last pod? 16?
Before we move forward, I just want to kind of unpack the nomenclature they're used by BD to Netanyahu align. Any thoughts as to what that means? Would someone like to unpack that for us, Sock? You're a geopolitical expert.
Yeah, mate. Well, look, there's a lot of tension in the Middle East at the moment, and I think Netanyahu's strategy has gone loud and proud. And I think that's what he's suggesting that I do is, maybe I'll whip out the plate. Unfortunately, It's a school night for me, Big Daddy. There'll be no plate whipping out tonight. But let me tell you, if I do manage to get home on Sunday over Jugas, I've got 2 of Charlie Chaplin's finest, 2 Colombian marching powder bags ready to go. And let me tell you, they're getting absolutely smacked like Jugas's raw ass after I'm done with him on Sunday.
First of all, that's hurtful. Second of all, I'm first, you're 8th. So before you want to run your mouth, there's a reason they call me hard to kill. So, yeah, the Uniques may not be looking good for me right now, but, I don't want to look. Adam Dewey.
I don't want to say that I was a reason for it, but it had a big thing to do with me being here in the final. So I know you're feeling pretty confident in your ivory tower over there, Sock. I know you are. My ivory tower, mate. I've absolutely grifted and grafted for the last 8 or 9 weeks without Trey, trying to just get myself home, trying to land this fucking play. I lost both my engines. I lost fucking my landing gear, and somehow, by a miracle of God, the tarmacs ended up wet last week with Keon Kalamatangi coming back out of nowhere. Early return deluxe, and it's managed to land me nice and safely on the runway. Apart from that, mate, I've been relying on 2 players. 1, Walsh. 2, Mulatalo. And those 2 are the 2 players that are going to drive the coffin in your Ivan Cleary affected team this week. It wasn't nice to bring that Penrith because I'm still pretty raw about that, mate. Edwards, Nolan Cleary in the final. Like, imagine if you were one of the weird cunts like Reese who didn't have Katoa, and that was another one I'm missing. Like, at least we're fucking missing him together. But fuck.
Hey, who's laughing now?
Yeah, well, how many numbers have you got? 16 with Riley Smith and fucking Ethan. I don't know. No, I'll tell you what's funny as well. Somehow, out of nowhere, you're catching up to us on the overall rankings. Like, aside from the last 3 weeks, you weren't in me and Reese's calculations, and you've just came up from nowhere. No.
Yeah, he's kind of like a cop car on Wakehurst Parkway. You don't know where he's come from, but when he pulls over and he gets you remember it. And I tell you what, if I get run down by the thickie of the thickies over there, then it is. I would even play Supercoach finals this year. That's how much of a disgrace that'll be. Big Daddy chimes in again and says, Socko, before you so brazenly advertise the melange of Colombian sportsmen you have at your disposal, I'll have you know that Vict and that's where it ends. So obviously, Big Daddy has had a lick of the. He's on a golf trip. Put it that way. He's on the coast. He's on a golf trip. He hasn't finished his thought, and that is his right on a Thursday night, isn't it, gents? It's typical Big Daddy behavior. It checks out with everything else that I've seen. So, without knowing too much, play on. Sent from the Ivy Pool Bar field office, I'd say. Paddy chimes in, one of Socko's biggest fans, says, let's fucking get it, boys, are back. That may be the Ibiza final boss, not exactly Paddy. And then Kel Elder, one of the GOATs, one of our OGs here on this award-winning pod, says, this will get me up and about pre-H2H GF. Let's fucking go. Well, listen, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. That's why we're fucking here. That's what brought me back here to fucking chat with you to degenerates before my fucking grand final drop. I'm ready, baby. I'm ready to talk about these uniques as well. I want to put my player versus your player and kind of convince myself that I have a chance here. And let's do that. But before we do that, I'd just like to shout out all the gibberers, as you boys will as well. It's been a great year, the inaugural year of the gibberer. A couple of special ones that I really want to give a look to is the leader of our gibberer league at the moment, the overall league, the one that I am in absolute rugby league free fall in. Coming first in the gibberer league and 71st overall is Mr. 191.58. His name is Daniel, but his team name is 191.58. Now, Sock, you did IT at Knox in year 5. Is that some type of URL code, maybe a nod to the MISC or something like this? I have no idea where he's drawn those numbers from, but boy, can he fucking pick a Supercoach team. The man is peaked at the right time of the year and looking firm. And,
mate, I pray for his success, as I pray for all Gibberers' success. And also, whilst I got the mic, I just want to give a shout out to the Gibberer adjacent chat, the fuck the bookies, and especially and Ned's chat, who there are some Gibberers in there. Keats is a frequent visitor, always doing his work in there. Boys, it's been a pleasure, having a pump with you this year and talking shop Supercoach wise. So looking forward to seeing your results, and hopefully, if you guys are in Ashes as well, you get up, and that goes out to all Gibberers. We hope your bank is fat, like one Mark Gasnier's cock, and ready to spurt sauce by the end of the weekend.
Not sure why Gaz was there, but it felt right as well. I couldn't argue with that. Gaz
Reece knows why he was there.
Gaz feels
As
like
Big Daddy says, this is why we play. The money stays here. The money stays on the table. It stays on a plate in the microwave because it might get lost up my nose. Let's break down the GF, the granny, the big dance, boys.
The reason
what I'd like you to do, gentlemen, we might start with 7, given you are the hardest to kill and you are the minor premier of this shit.
Well, I'll actually
just to
for 1 second. First of all, you want to know why they call me hard to kill? Last week, prelim final, I scored the second least points in our entire comp out of everyone, besides from you, Reece, but you suck anyway, right? Second least in the comp. The only person with less than me, T-Reds Rouse. I would have lost to all the other cunts that make finals. That's why they call me hard to kill. Because I don't kill. So anyway, I'll start with that. So yeah, what were you saying? Sorry, Matt?
7 was seen on Sunday Arvo, not quite in Leichhardt. He was horizontal on the Sunshine Coast in a world of hurt. I think you'll be the first to admit. And may not have put some type of spell on Adam Dewey, who was easy to kill.
Yeah. Very different to me with Adam. Went down like a sack of shit. But I did actually feel a bit bad. I remember being a bit hungover on the couch. And I made a comment to my mate being like, oh, it'd be like, imagine if he gets injured, like it'd be dope, eh? And then when he actually got injured, I wasn't too sure how to feel about it. I was like, oh, is this a bad karmic, some type of retribution I'm getting here? Add it to the queue, join the line. So that's fine. But it just shows me that I am indeed hard to kill. So with the Adam Dewey thing, who knows? Maybe Reece Walsh. I'm not going to say it there. I'm not going to say Reece Walsh does get injured. I'm not saying I'm going to say that. But if that were to happen, that would be interesting. I'd never say that. So we'll see how everything plays out.
Before we unpack the squads, Boxzilla, one of our OG favorites here, he chimes in with a question for you, Mr. Last Legs. He says, Socko, flying weird penis drawings on his back wall. Please explain, sir. And also provide us an update on the Sharon 7 situation. That's my own question, not Boxzilla's.
Yeah, no, look, mate, it's actually a duck, and it's what you went for this Supercoach year, but that's all right, mate. It's a bit of a quack, kind of like my early season Supercoach selections. It's actually care of my loving girlfriend who has a weird obsession with ducks. In fact, if you believe it or not, there's a second over there. Not quite sure. Sharon has been immortalised. I don't know if you can see the blue frame. I'll just ignore that. That's my Supercoach trophy for the weekend. Sorry about that. But the blue frame in the over my shoulder, that is Sharon.
His frame. Well,
Sharon.
Sock.
Yeah.
If it's fine, and please, this is a grand final show. It's a grand final preview. I feel like our long-suffering fans of the pod probably deserve a live read of Sharon's note, if you wouldn't mind.
All right. Hi, neighbours. Not sure if you're aware how thin the walls plus floors are in this building. We can hear conversations, coughs, and sneezes through them, which comes with apartment living. But imagine how clear your loud sex noises are. We all deserve to live peacefully, so please just be a bit more considerate, especially when it's bedtime for some of us. Signed off with a smiley face. That was slipped under my door. Unfortunately, I hadn't had a start in about 10 days, so I'm not sure that it was directed at me, but you know what? Maybe my last start had just rung her bell that much, and she stewed on it for about 10 days and decided to slip it under. Either way, that bad boy is framed, and it is ready for any visitors to the Casa de Soc.
I like it, dude. I like it. It sets the standard of what's going to be happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you lay the platform early. You know,
That's
just like
crazy.
it's
Can
like
you believe I did that? What?
Hey, well, I don't know what's the problem with me having customer satisfaction. Like, what am I meant to do? Leave them unsatisfied. Sorry, I'm not that kind of man. I can't help you. Apologies. Maybe the menu data like that. That's okay. Not my business.
The loud noises was potentially just you grunting very loud in like a sock manner. So like, yeah, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell what noises are being heard. I'd have to ask Sharon. Can we get Sharon on the pod? Sharon, a right to response.
Oh, shit. Well, look, you know, I mean, the fans will just have to stay tuned for round one next year when we start the pod back up again, and they get to hear what's happened in the off season. Bit of shenanigans, I think, will be afoot over the coming summer.
Boxzilla chimes in and says, "Touche, Socko." And then Big Daddy comes in and says, "Socko, my dad used to hang a similar duck above my bed every second Saturday in summer. Maybe walk home with pads and helmet on." Well, Big Daddy, that is a shared experience. DJ7 and I were great right arm fast in brackets medium opening bowlers, but could not hold a six to save our life. But let's not kid yourself, Big Daddy. Your dad did not come and watch you play. Let's be honest. And hey, you know, if you did, must be nice. Paddy asks, "Did you respond?" And Socko, I'm going to surprise you with my live reading of the response to Sharon at 7. And it goes like this: "Hey, bestie, happy Easter. I hope your weekend was stress-free so far. Thanks so much for your letter at the knock last night at 9:30 p.m. Just quickly, in case you weren't aware, noise restrictions don't start until 11 p.m. Yes, we are aware that the walls are super thin. We hear your home improvement every other week, but it doesn't bother us because it's all a part of apartment living. I apologize for the loud sex noises. We do our best to remind our guests to keep it to a minimum, but sometimes you get caught in the moment. In brackets, as I'm sure you can appreciate. Can she? Please, next time you have an issue with mine and Mr. Socko's noises on the weekend, knock on our door, not on our bedroom wall. Lots of love. Apartment 6. I feel that's a great retort. She hasn't obviously responded to that, Sharon 7, I dare say. Socko.
No. There's been no pipe bomb. There's been no door visits. I think she tried chasing up Strata or something like that and couldn't get anywhere, so decided to leave well enough alone. And that's great. That's great for my starts because, look, you know, fortunately there's two of us in this chat that have been having a start of late. There's one of us that isn't. I'll let you figure out who that is. That's one for the fans at home.
Yeah, my guy must be a loser.
Look, one thing I do want to shout out, and I want to talk about, I think even before we just touch on the grand final teams, I'd love to just talk about that fairy tale run that we're kind of seeing in the 150 Gibberers comp. It starts
your shit.
It starts back in round 19, a famous visit, actually Reese's first to view footy from the hill. We made the trip together out to Cogra. As we sat in the Taj Mahal across the road, aka St. George Leagues Club, having a very mid meal before the game, we decided, what should we do with trades?
It felt potty.
I had all of 2 left at that stage. I think potentially even 1. A couple of injuries had started coming. Dylan Lucas, 1. A few other things going on. Reese, he threw out a name, and it's a name that stuck with me, and it's a name that resonated with me. He threw out Reece Walsh. And, I took that and ran. Unfortunately, Reece failed to follow his own advice, as the best of us do. Those who can do, those who can't teach. Reece is a teacher this year. That's his Supercoach 2024. He instead traded Sam Walker in for one of the most famous sin binnings. Straight back out the next round.
And let me tell you, witnessing Sammy Walker of 0.01% owned, just traded him in because he kicked the goal from the sideline in the warm-ups. Seeing him get sin binned live right in front of us on a hill was mate. I think I was on my hands and knees after that. That was soul destroying, really. And it was also
one word that sums it up: vulgar. You were vulgar.
Even
and it was
more rattled when I traded him out the Monday and then went on to average 86 for the next month. So that was a tough night. But Sock, you've ridden Reece Walsh all the way to the granny. You will be playing him this weekend, obviously. Who do they have? The Bronx, the Cows, I believe.
The Cowboys in North
Cows Saturday night.
Dry track footy Sunday night.
I'm already prepared. One of the all-time Cowboys defensive performances. I've seen what Todd's been doing this week. They're coming out for a gritty. I'll be shocked if Walsh scores 50. The way this Cowboys team going to be tuned up, I just feel it. I got my tea leaves here, baby.
That's all right, Seven. That's all right. You don't need to worry about what Reece Walsh does. What you do need to worry about is how Newcastle defend this Sunday versus the Mulatalo Express, because that was my last trade in, Reece. And thank you for leading me into it. That was the last trade in of the year. And boys, I have sat through Herbie. I've sat through Keon. I've sat through Dylan Lucas on my bench. Yep. I've sat through everyone under the sun getting injured, playing only 17 in weeks. I have done it all, and I have survived. I have scraped, I have scrapped, and I have fought my way to this fucking big dance. And let me fucking tell you, there was some storylines around it. Last week, before the finals, actually, let's go 2 weeks before the finals. Sock has to beat first to make it in. Sorry, T-Reds, you're out. Soccer's going on. All right, next. This is the last week before finals. It's Reece v Soccer, not actually versus each other, but they're the ones that are jagging that last final spot. Soccer and Hard to Kill 7 get together in the group chat on the Tuesday. And we're like, you know what? I've got a good feeling about this. There's a storyline. There is a fairy tale that needs to be told, needs to be written, and needs to make it.
Yep.
What? I needed to beat.
You needed to beat T-Reds Rouse?
Yeah, no, sorry, it was T-Reds Rouse in the last week.
You needed to beat T-Reds Rouse, and I needed to beat Reece. And then that means I would get the minor premiership, the first trophy, and then you sneak into 8 above Reece. So we were both helping each other get to the ultimate goal. Look where we are now, cunt. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
So you continue.
No, mate. You couldn't have said it better. You knocked out the poor host here, the poor bagman who's left holding the cash.
And also to circle this back for everyone, that was Hudson Young weekend.
That was Hudson Young weekend. That was the famous Dragons performance.
Yeah, Fred Crum, that was the Hudson Young weekend.
Basically, it was a conspiracy. It was a conspiracy against me in the group chat. It was Tower 7. It was 9/11. It was George Bush. It was Netanyahu. It was all the above, and it wasn't great. But look, it did lead Sock to the big dance, the promised land. 7, if you wouldn't mind to tell us your journey over the past little bit.
I mean, Sock's got this crazy, look at me, poor me, no trades, no players. Oh, crazy run, miracle shit. Yeah, that's impressive. You know what's more impressive? Consistency. Being hard to kill. Shit that I do. Orphanage traits, motherfucker. Orphanage traits. So, yeah, it's been a good year. I've always been hanging around that, pretty much anywhere between the 5 to 15K. I've been consistent. I go slightly up, I go slightly down, but that's why they call me hard to kill, because it's hard to kill, not hard to be killed, hard to kill. So,
Benny Watson.
Pretty good year. And I feel like, have I had some fortunate results in the finals? Yes, but you create your own luck. If I didn't put myself in first, I wouldn't have gone straight through to the prelim. That means, boom, I need one team 1 week to go worse than me. Yes, he was shit, I was shitter, but, you put yourself in a position. I got that double chance. Daddy 8, daddy like. Yeah, straight to the prelim. And now to be in the final against Sock, # the money stays in the chat.
Stays here.
Stays here. The only thing putting a bit of a dampener on the weekend is, and we'll get to it, is the restings and shit like that, because we can't have any mind games. We're both lucky to field a team. So like pre the restings and shit, I was looking at like 20. Now I'm 16 maybe. So, but I'll have fun with it.
No, shout out to some of the unsung heroes in both of our sides. Carapani, Loco Pacific with one of the all-time 44s last week. How? Not much.
Also, just before we completely come on all that, dude, shout out to some of the OG dribblers in this, dude. T-Reds Rouse had a great year and just
great year.
went down like a sack of shit. Showish Iongi, Michael, top 4, well done, great result. Stilo Storm, good. Reese, what did you come in the 8? I'm just trying to find you.
Oh, mate, listen, I was there to guide you boys through your trades, and unfortunately, you didn't copy me, because otherwise you'd be in the same fate. You would have sat through Mr. 52 K Pierce Paul for 6 weeks too many, really. You want to talk about just a bloke that NPCs his way to the mid-50s every week. That is him. Got a couple of little comments just before we get into the teams, boys, to throw to. Big Daddy chimes in again. He says, Socko Netanyahu'd the headboard into next week. Sharon, get your hand off it, you old hornbag. Who wouldn't want to be stuffed by the sock? Oh, I struggle to find someone who wouldn't, Big Daddy, apart from the girls on Bumble, of where Sock is shadow banned. Cam Wynn chimes in and says, have you guys seen Daredevil Dudes? Devil? Hello, Devil. That is a reference to the footy show in the early 2000s.
Yeah, that was relevant to this one moment that none of us know about. Yeah, perfect. Hey, Cam.
Really good from Cam. A real throwback to Grosvenor Street, the Pallister family. Again, it stays between me and him. And Cameron chimes again, just with some general life advice, it seems. Sock's mouth is closed, is out of answers, or has he just been doing some Benny breath work in an attempt to ambush? Hard to kill.
Interesting as well, because Benny does host those class, which are the hard to kill class. Are you doing a hard to kill class to kill a hard to kill? Mate. Christ.
Yeah, look, at this time of the year, cooler heads prevail. So I figure any Wim Hof techniques Benny can impart on me is only going to hold me in good stead, particularly as I hold my breath through the last game on Sunday for the reasons we're about to get into.
Yeah, dude, the fact that Phil Sammy could decide our entire season is wild. It's just a scary thought.
Yeah, how did you go last week?
Homer's not buying the hard to kill hype. He says hard to kill sounds like you eventually die. Socko the Battler's champ to lift the trophy. Well, fucking hell, there we go. We have another fan of the Socko for PM movement in the chat.
I've got it, baby. It's coming home. Homer J is coming home.
So have any thoughts for Homer?
Any thoughts for Homer? Yeah, well, a stupid name. No one need to make the fucking finals, so go fuck yourself. Respectfully. But it's orphanage season. You know what I mean? Fuck the Battlers, man.
It stays here. It stays here.
Whatever you say, little orphan Annie.
And just before we get into the final, we do have a fan of Cheese's late mail in the chat. Someone who is willing to offer some justification for the fall off that must be studied. He says Reese got hit by a solar flare halfway through the season and disappeared. Was banking coin from the takeover and said fuck SC. Yes, certainly banking plenty of coin, but like all good things when it comes to mergers and acquisition, plenty of coin on paper for the next 3 years until the eject button is pressed. And we'll be doing this stream from Pattaya, Thailand, baby. Internet, $307 a year. Let's get into the teams there, lads. Let's start with 7. Again, minor premiership. Would you like to talk us through what we're going to do? We're going to break it into 2 things. One thing, actually. We'll just go through the uniques because, again, like a lot of similar players this time of year, lads. How many have we got that are unique in this matchup? And how about this? You go through your uniques, and I'll tell you who's going to win and what the margin's going to be.
As well, before we do that, I've seen some stuff in the chat today. Is Haas out or no?
Yeah, Rumour has that he's got the flu and he's down like a shot. To all your Adam Reynolds truthers out there as well, he's apparently redone his hammy.
No, I think that's pretty legit. I think that's the Renault one's pretty legit.
Good for Welsh kicking, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'll name mine. So these are my uniques. I've got Lomax, Billy Smith, the GOAT. Come on, Billy. Kane Bradley, if plays. Huge number at this point. Right. Dane Gagai and Phil Sammy.
Wow, that is spare parts.
It's the spare parts. Yeah, that's the unique. But if Haas is there, how many numbers have you got, Sock?
I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 without Haas, mate.
60, yes, that's what I'm saying. So if Haas doesn't play and Bradley does, the only way where I slightly get a bit of gain on you, because your uniques are a lot better than mine, but if Kane Bradley starts and Haas is out, that does benefit me, because then at least I'll have an extra number. Fuck, mate, imagine if he scores a double. Or cream.
I don't have to. I remember that week against Reese, at Cogra, where Kane Bradley had gone over for a double in Newcastle and absolutely sunk my head-to-head hopes against him.
So what are your uniques?
Mate, I'll give you my unique 7 and winner. So we've got Cam Munster as the first. We have Corey Horsburgh next. We have the big Loco Pacifici Tonga, also known as now the 2 stint man after his performance last week. Please, Flano, would you give him another 2 stints this week? It's desperately needed, because otherwise he churns through about 15 points in 15 minutes, and that's that. So that is playing hurt. We get to Saturday evening though, 7:30 p.m. and things start looking up. We've got Reece Walsh, and then we've got Ronaldo the Bully Mulatalo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This feels like dog walk territory. I say I give Soccer 205.5 point start here, I reckon.
205 points. Come on, cunts. Fuck you. Dude, if I can win this matchup with the uniques that I have against me, then I want hard to kill tattooed on your fucking head, cunt.
How about you get it tattooed? How about you take the winnings and you go get it tattooed on your ass?
Hard to kill. I've already got a celebration.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. You can have the bunnies on one cheek and you can have hard to kill on the other.
Nah. That doesn't benefit me.
What about a cheeky little bicycle?
Sock, if 7 gets up this week, I will pay for you to get a hard to kill tattoo when 7's in town in 3 weeks' time. How about that?
I like that, dude.
Wait, hold on. What's 7 getting though if I get up? Surely he gets a surely 7 gets a matching bit of demon time. Sorry, just trying to find it. Surely 7
I'm not getting demon time on my chest.
Come on, baby.
I'll get something somewhere. I'll get something somewhere, like maybe on like McCarthy or something like that. But only because I want to get something there eventually. But I will get something.
Sock, what would you like to? What kind of mark would you like to leave on 7 for the rest of his life if you meet him?
I want to get hard to kill. Because you remember I'm hard to kill.
Maybe just like a pair of like red raw cheeks, because I spanked that ass, baby. I spanked that ass.
That's first of all, it's degrading, but also, no, do you know what? You're the favorite.
Come to daddy, baby. Keep looking. Come to daddy. Come to daddy.
You're expected to win. You're the favorite. So
7 gets a duck tattooed on him.
Yeah, I'm down for that. 7 gets a duck. Yeah, 7 gets a duck.
The StreamYard duck?
Yeah, the StreamYard duck. That one on the wall. Yeah, on the StreamYard.
Yeah, I'll crop it up.
Or you just get StreamYard tattooed on you.
That seems bizarre. Seems like a strange choice. Seems like a really weird direction to take it.
Little Ethan Strange.
Paddy
really goes below the belt here with Soccer's cock on your cock.
So it's not a bit disappointing. Tonight, we don't have any uniques in this game, do we?
Nah, mate. We've got Presto and Kiraz, although I was hearing Kiraz was laid out. I haven't actually looked at the...
I seen something, but teams will be named.
Yeah, that's what I'm just having a look at. No, he's playing. We're okay.
One of these listeners could have told us if Kraz was out, like quick little fucking vibe chat in the chat. Yeah. Team chat in the chat, not vibe chat. Sorry, boys.
Yeah. No, look, mate, no one unique playing tonight. Fortunately, I've dodged your Dylan Edwards-shaped bullet this week. Thanks, Ivan. Ivan for naming 16 reserve graders and Dane Laurie.
So while we're here, let's chat season VCs, seasons, and what we're thinking with it. Do you want me to start?
Is this going to be a mind game scenario here, or are you going to show your cards here?
Well, no, but neither of us know. I could be being honest. I could be lying. But let's just chat about it. Do you know what I mean? How can you tell anyway?
Well,
but
let's just make sure you don't do what you did last week and VC someone on a Sunday Arvo 7.
Yeah. Oh, you just try and make the finals next year, buddy. So looking at the options, it's actually wide open. There's no one that stands out. Like you've got Walsh, which has to be somewhere there for you. Nico Hines obviously is a viable option. Obviously, everyone's had a look at that. Vice captain, though, I'm not too sure because you'd want it to be someone early in the week.
Yeah.
I can see for you're probably maybe looking at Munster.
I don't have Munster.
No, I'm not talking to you, mate.
No, mate.
You're the big DSI champion.
You also don't have Harry Grant, and how'd that work out for you? Watto was 30 and 35.
Hey. Who's Harry playing this weekend?
Yeah, very true. So yeah, there are other options. I've got Lomax. Yeah.
Well, Boxzilla chimes in with the man of common sense, the Solar Flare Zilla. Carraz is now 40% VC in the top 10. Sock, you're not in the top 10, so don't worry about it. But Seven and I, I believe I'm having a look at VC. I'm having a look at VC Carraz.
You hold your tongue. Hold on, I'm top 9%, baby. I'm there too. I've made places up this season. What you didn't know about Sock's little grift and graft was back in round 16, 17, 30,000. Now I'm in the top 10,000. It is what it is. Sock has traded his way to victory. And let this be a lesson for all of you out there holding on to your trades. Miracles do happen. You can get there with no trades. Like it's very simple. It can happen. You just need a Mulatalo and a Walsh. That's it.
Yeah. You can make a head-to-head final in the 14th best league in Supercoach somehow without any trades for 6 to 8 weeks. But yeah, so Carraz, surely you both have a look at Carraz. I mean, who's he marking? A bloody Preston Ricky?
Mate, look, if I can guess, if I look at Socko's depth, you've almost got to lay up there in a VC Walsh into a C Nico. Like if I was him, that's pretty hard to pass on. I'm not stupid. I know what I'd be doing if I was him. Like
I don't need to mind games this. It's VC Walsh.
It just makes it a bit harder when we're pretty limited on options, but it's like, it's hard with there being too many. I guess we'll know a bit more after tomorrow night. I need Lomax to blow up in NZ. Which is viable. That could happen.
Sock, before we throw to your vice captains and captains, Cam Wynn chimes in with a question on everyone's mind. And he says, V, what are you doing with the prize money and why are you spending it quicker than 7 good? Well, hey, geez. That's one to really ponder. Who would spend the money quicker?
Well, it's simple mathematics, Camo. I weigh double Seven's weight. So, I can sink twice as much piss as him twice as quickly. So, it's all simple mathematics, Camo. What I'm saying is, when Seven comes to Sydney late September, I've got a 133% chance of spending the money quicker than Seven does because Seven knows he can't beat Socko. Seven's only got 33.33% chance. And if you take that 33.33% chance and then you play winner into it and he knows he can't win, you get me with a 133% chance of spending the money how it should be. That is piss. That is punts.
Piss, powder, pussy, punt. The 4 Ps. And then Cam Wynn also follows up and he says, can we get a 7 rebuttal? Not to be confused with Alex Buttle.
The way these disgusting gentlemen speak, I will not be joining. Filth.
Rumor has it Seven's already coughed up and asked.
Cam, let me look at me down the lens. Listen me down the lens here, Cam, if you really want to chat to me. If you really know me, you wouldn't be asking who's going to spend that quicker. You wouldn't have to ask these stupid ass questions, all right? Now, let me get to this grand final week because I'm ready for these mind games, baby. There's going to be some stuff going on. Don't you worry.
Look, just to touch on Winner's note before, you called it straight away, Junior. So I'm going like Walsh, VC, Nico, C, and I'm not thinking twice about it. Like it's that was locked in on Monday as soon as the lockout finished. It's what I'm rolling. There's no mind games to hide here. I think I've got it. I think I can do it. I think I've got it in the bag. And I look forward to
this is why they call me hard to kill and you dumb as fuck.
Hold on, mate. Which one of us had a start in the last fucking 7 days, let alone 4 months?
You know what? Time's a pretty lucid thing, man. You should do some research into how it really works. If you were myself, Reese, I have had a look under the hood of Kiraz. It seems a bit too obvious. I've also got a Drinky potential VC. Broncos are still down. Same night against the Broncos. That's probably going to be points deluxe. Cows have scored 30 plus the last couple of weeks.
You got a free loop. I mean, but you're sticking with Nico against Newey, surely there, eh? Like on Sunday Arvo.
Correct, but I'm like, put it this way. Let's say if he gets that same scenario and he can match me, I may have to go imagine a crazy captaincy on Filthy Phil.
Yeah, no. That's
like, you just don't know. I may need to, and I'm not afraid to go. Yeah, I want to get filthy. You know, what if
the Dolphins played shit last week. I mean, like, look, respectfully, I think Tommy Talau even might have bagged one last week for Manly. So, if that bloke can get one, you're back to do 2 or 3.
Mate, personally, between me, you, and the one other person listening to this stream, I am in the grand final of a tipping comp, and I've actually, this is the final week in Division Knockout, I've actually tipped Titans to beat Dolphins. I think Dolphins are cooked. I think the motor's gone, too many injuries. I think they've been like Manly Roosters, they've been getting towed up of recent. So, Filthy Phil, if he can put on the clutch, Filthy Phil.
I like it, mate. I reckon you got to keep that that filthy Trump card. Not to be confused with me, Donald Trump. You got to keep that Filthy Phil card up in your back pocket. I reckon, just for that little Sunday splash.
So, do you prefer, if you were me, the Kiraz or Drinky VC?
Dwinky.
Yeah, Drinky.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, he's and you guys know I'm the GOAT Drinky apologist. Origin when and you know what? I've got a follow-up bone to pick with the both of you. I want to draw you back to April when my Supercoach season still had a little bit of hope in it, and it was around Origin time.
Going back tonight.
April 2024, yeah, and we asked each other who should be in the Origin squads, and I made the early call. Looked under the hood of one E Strange. I said, I like what I see out of this kid. He's aggressive. He's fast. He's balding. I like the look of him. He's a good style of a bloke, good style of a player. And I was ridiculed. Happy to be ridiculed. Visionaries often are. Hence why I have the sunnies on, because I see the future and it's bright as hell. But listen, who's laughing now, cunts? That's all I'm going to say. Ethan Strange, season Origin soon.
Mate, I thought you had the sunnies on because it's still only about 5 p.m. in Bali, and you might be watching the sunset.
I thought you were genuinely blind, dude. You look blind. I don't know how you've done it. But you've done it,
I certainly will be when Jugas is in town, because the prize money will be spent then, and it does stay here. That's for sure.
Yeah. So it's prize. Flights have actually been booked, lads. So I'm coming in hot. Reese, I probably should tell you that, Reese, because I'm going to be on your mattress for about 4 days, buddy.
Thanks for the 3 weeks notice. I'm going to need every last day of that.
Does it count as 4 days if you don't sleep for 3 of them?
Potentially, yeah. It all kind of blends into one. Mate,
under your heading of how time works, I'm just trying to get a handle on it.
Last time you sent me back a sack of shit. And not even a start, just a nice chat with a lovely Colombian woman. God, she was sweet.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
leave that one off. That could be the pod after dark. Get your shirts off in the green room, boys. Last time Seven in town, he came down. I think you were the Strava. You're hard to kill on Strava for a while there. And,
Strava, pretty out of shape.
I don't think you've been sighted on Strava since your last journey to Sydney. Maybe this is the circuit breaking trip you need to get back on the summer horse, mate.
It is, mate. Yeah. There's more to kill from hard to kill. there's more to come from Hard to Kill 7. I'm not a torch that can be put out easily. I'm made of that really robust type of material, mate. So I'll be back. I'll be down there on the circuit. If you guys, obviously fans of the pod, see us when we're out together, come say hi.
Reach out.
We're just normal. This may shock you, but we're just normal guys.
Just like that guy did outside the SFS named Dan the Man. Shout out to you, Dan.
Who was that? Do you know his name?
Yeah, Daniel, Dan the Man. The SFS gibberer. What a guy.
For someone to recognize any of us on the pod is just one of the funniest things in the world to me. So shout out, Dan. He
came up to me. He said, "Sorry, mate, are you Cheese's late mail off the NRL Supercoach pod?" And I said, "Get out of my car, mate."
Yeah, I'm not paying for them. I'm not paying for you to talk. Get out of my car and fucking hurry up.
It's a lovely guy. Shout out to you, Dan. Who also let me know. Actually, you know what? I'll edit.
Boys, just real quick as well. Just real quick. What? Obviously, I'm also going to brag. Yet, have I made it this far without even upgrading Supercoach? Yes, I'm still on the free version. Can we get some projections? Like, what's the projections on this game, Snick?
I'll give it to you, baby.
Because, boys, at the end of the day, I reckon we keep this pod running till about 7:51. So the second the game starts, we can at least see it, like try it on for size, if that makes sense. And
then Sock can whip home his $2.20 value bet on the Penrith Panthers that he got. He felt very smart about on Monday morning.
I'm just going to leave you. I'll be back in about 2 minutes, boys. I'll be back. Keep the fire warm.
Reece, it's all right, mate. Look, the only way to get out of a bad punt is to punt even harder on the opposite result. So I've actually got a bit of money on Canterbury 51 plus tonight too. Just swings and roundabouts, I guess.
So just to sound that out, unpack that a little bit. So the market's open. I think Penrith 160, something like this. Canterbury 220, 240. Et al. They shortened before team lists are announced. Who got on and how much did they get on? How do you reckon that all starts? Like, what's your theory on who tells who gets on first? Is it, what do you reckon happens there?
Right, by the time, I saw the market shorten first for Canterbury before, and Penrith blow out before I heard someone go, I've heard they're shortening team lists, they're dropping players, right? So I think the bookies have their ear pretty close to the ground. I reckon they hear that before most of us do. There's no doubt some punter who is also a trainer or affiliate at the club or something who just has their ear close to the ground and hears that shit and feeds it back to them. It's no different to a journo source, right? It's no different to when you hear some rumor come out of the artist formerly known as James Hooper's mouth. Someone in head office has leaked something to him. Same story with these bookies. They'd have someone like that. I think there's definitely on the note of what's happened with Cheese this week and the quick little name change you've pulled out for the end of the season, mate. I'd be surprised if there aren't players at all clubs telling their mate, I'm getting on, early, guys that are normally going to be on the bench that are starting that are for a try. Looking at you, Tilly too. Just any of these kinds of players, right? I'm sure there's some of them that are telling their mates, "Hey, look, run." So I think the NRL is like a sieve. So it just fucking leaks whenever there's a secret.
A couple more things before we go live on the game, boys.
It'd be nice to have an early lick on it, wouldn't it? Just get that first little bit of mail and then just lick it to death.
Yeah.
Shout out to one of the dribblers, Harry Watts, doing a Supercoach head-to-head finals league. So if anyone's keen, by the way, 150. I'm joining it. Are you boys in?
I'm in Bali.
I'm not.
I'm Bali. You're not doing the finals trip? You're not paying for one last endorphin ride, kid?
We've lost enough money on Supercoach this year, mate.
You want to join my fucking finals league and fucking juice up? Mate, with NFL fantasy just around the corner, I've got a lot of minutes.
I'm in the red. I'm in the red with SC 2025. I'm bleeding. I got to know when to call it, mate.
Are you out of all finals leagues after the weekend's monstrosity?
Yeah. Yeah. That was gone. I got done by the SC Whisperer last week.
Did he at least put something good up?
Actually, I got a 1K payout, which was nice for making top 4 there. But yeah, no, it wasn't great, mate. I'm in the Tallis Duncan sweepstakes. I'm just waiting for Team Picker to be released so I get Tallis Duncan in as a duel.
I was going to say, you're going to have a look under the hood of Orblix Tarpa next year, Reece. Can you give us some early thoughts on Orblix Tarpa for the gibberers that are still watching?
Who the fuck's that?
Mate, so glad you asked. Dolphins interchange player, mate. I'm pretty sure Lenu actually squared up a few weeks ago.
Yeah, what's the PPM on it?
Got no idea, mate. I'm not the one of us that knows those kinds of stats. That's your realm, mate. You're the one that likes a deep dive.
Hey, I'll tell you what I did the night before my famous start, a birthday start last week. Tell you how I knew it was time to get a start, boys.
Yeah.
I was looking at Jamin Jolliffe's PPM.
Dude, he's pretty good. Since he moves into that middle forward role, bro, I've been looking at Jamin Jolliffe as well. So, yeah, welcome to the 4-month club. Yeah, dude, once you start
very quickly, covered on 5.
Does Jamin Jolliffe not remind you of like a rugby player that you'd expect from 2003, like before builds got good and shit?
Rocky Elsham.
Jamin Jolliffe. He reminds me of like Luke Stewart or Paul Stringer.
Mate, he looks like a rugby 07 player.
What?
I think I played him in rugby 07 when I was a 14-year-old. Like, I'm fairly certain he got a few runs in my side in rugby 07.
Jamin Jolliffe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played for the Springboks, and I played him a couple of times in my side, right?
It's a shame. Okay, it's a shame we don't have trades left, right? Because I think we were just reading between the lines there. We found our answer. We found the pot of doom for this weekend. And why is his name Jamin Jolliffe? RTS has looked pretty good. Jermaine McEwen. I'm just reading through 2020. My shortlist for 2026 at the moment. Stefano, he's actually looked quite nice recently, hasn't he? Stefano, I think he's averaging like 75 since Origin. He's breaking tackles deluxe. Not sure if you guys have
his ability of getting rid of that first guy and then trampling the second is getting the quickest play the balls, bro. The quickest play the balls. And then when you got Harry Grant snooping behind, mate, it's unbelievable. It's like he took the Origin a bit personally.
Needle.
So who's playing this week, boys? Mr. 23, 5-round average, Connor Watson.
Yeah, how you feeling about that?
Yeah, well,
wait, imagine if Sock catches us and beats us. The biggest thing Sock could do this year would not be winning this league. The biggest thing Sock could do this year is if he comes and beats us overall, because that dream is looking dead.
Oh, it won't happen.
I'm behind by about 200 points. I'm behind by.
What's your overall score?
My overall score for the year
31,260.
Yeah, so I'm 31,006. So I'm about 254 points behind. So you know what that feels like? That feels like one Reece Walsh captaincy and you cunts and toast.
Just one quick rank update for the boys. So 6,135 for me. Winner, what are you?
Pending. One sec. I am 7,084. Sock.
Okay. Sock.
7,084. I'm.
Fuck.
I'm 9,656.
Points. Total score.
Total score 31,006.
Oh fuck! That's only 100 points behind me.
Yeah,
that's Reece. Are you 100? Are you only 100 off?
Yeah, but I've got more than 14 players this week, so it's all good. I got Riley Smith. He's been biding his time.
Can I give you a little bit of news? Herbie Farmworth.
I've got 18.
Herbie Farmworth back to full strength. Apparently, he's been sprinting and changing direction this week.
No way. No way.
Well, you talking about Herbie Farmworth or yourself, Mr. Thicky?
No, mate, there's no change of direction here. I move more like a fucking cargo ship these days. Big turning circle on me, unfortunately.
You only know one way, that's through him.
Yeah, straight through the front door. Knock, knock, Shaz. It's me.
Shout out to the plaque on the wall. Listen, boys, that may do us for this evening as kick-off in the SOC 51 plus sweepstakes is well and truly beginning in a second. The final comment for tonight probably is a good little preview of what's to come come Sunday night.
Reece, just one quick one.
Oh, yeah.
The reason I want to keep this going is Not that I thought there was a danger, but I've just snuck in a sneaky Jacob Kiraz VC. So just some early mind games. I wanted to try and I'm playing behind the queue here. You know, I feel like I'm a bit off. So if I can sneak out a cheeky 130, 140 from Kiraz here, just kind of get the weekend feeling a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't hate this for me.
If Kiraz goes 140, I reckon we're having a look at a tattoo parlor for Sock tonight.
And I thought Kiraz, look, they're versing a team of bums. Surely if Canterbury are going to do something, now's the chance. So, boys.
Let's just hope you don't see some Adam Dewey karma. 7.
Love being back on the pod. And, boys in the group chat, let's get that Kiraz fucking magic going, baby. Where's Rami at? You know, where are my Bulldogs fans at, baby?
Shout out to Rami. Shout out to all the gibberers. And shout out to Paddy, especially. But Homer J, Seven's nemesis, comes in for the final comment of the night. And he, she, they, or them says, Socko hitting the coke hard tonight on the pod. Well, listen, if you think he was hitting the coke hard tonight, you ain't seen nothing yet.